Welcome to video number 5, and this is the competition test. So the big misconception is that there's too much competition. Oh no, this is not a good niche to go into. If anything, that is actually far from the truth. Having a good amount of competition means that there is a buying market. Why? Because typically what this means is the competition has paved the way, they have educated the market, and they've placed products out there. If the market doesn't really know what the products are all about, your competition actually has to educate the market before people actually will buy them. So basically, instead of having to educate the market, you simply come in, provide lots and lots of value, and you can move in, you can find out what your competition is doing, what your competition is not doing, therefore is a demand in itself, and actually do it. So let me go ahead and show you how to find competing blogs, spy on them to do the necessary competitive intelligence. So technically you can go to google.com and do a search for blogs in your niche. But a tool that I like to use is called buzzsumo.com. That's buzzsumo.com. And the reason why I like this is because this site literally analyzes the content that performs the best within the niche. So this really is going to help shortcut things for you. So if I go here and I type in, let's say for example, lower cholesterol, let's see what we get. Now, one thing to note is that BuzzSumo, it is a paid tool, but it will allow you to do some free searches as well. So if you want to pay for it later, that's fine if you get really serious. But for now, as starting out, you don't really need to pay for it. So if I type this in, you can see these are some blogs or websites that are actually getting a lot of engagement. And what you're trying to figure out is what are they doing to get that kind of engagement. So they have Facebook engagement, LinkedIn shares, Twitter shares, Pinterest shares. So obviously they definitely have social media. So what I want you to do is just jot down what do you see that they are doing that you could be doing. So let's just take a quick look at these sites and see what they're all about. And by doing so here, this is a good way to figure out topics as well, which we'll talk about later on. But let's just take a look at the sites and see what they are doing. So if we go here, it's theheartysoul.com, and we can see they have different sections, one for food, one for body, one for lifestyle, and it's just these 3 categories, and then they have subcategories within each. So for example, food, when it comes to lowering cholesterol, there's breakfast, there's snacks, there's entrees, there's salads, there's quick and easy meals, there's sides, there's desserts, beverages, specific diet, brands to avoid, herbs, spices, and more. So you could even jot these down if you wanted to and categorize them. And if we scroll down, we can see that this article here talks about statins don't lower cholesterol. So statins is something that it's a drug that people use to lower their cholesterol. But it's saying in this study that it increases cancer and memory loss risk. So obviously this is a very controversial type article, and that's what they're doing to get all these likes and shares and more. Now, if we go to the other blogs and just take a look at how their site is laid out. So they have a topics. It looks like they have very, very general. It's not necessarily related to health, but they do have one section related to health. But this looks like it's just an article. But you can see the length of the article is actually quite long. It's a good, decent size article, maybe about 700. No, it looks more like 1,000 words. But nowadays, your articles and your blog posts can actually get to the length of, 1,500 to 1,000 words per blog post. And of course, if you have videos, that's good too, to get people to actually stay. So we can see that these sites don't really focus just on cholesterol, but they focus on the overall arching view of health. Now, what this allows you to do is this allows you to create a profitable authority blog based upon a very, very specific niche. If you focus only on, let's say, lowering cholesterol or how to pass a kidney stone without surgery, then that might actually allow you to convert more sales because the person that you are attracting is more likely to be in that mindset, right? So for example, if somebody comes to this blog, they might be interested in lowering their cholesterol, of course, because of lifestyle, but they might be coming here because they're interested in relationships. So it's not really targeted. So that, I think, is something that could be improved and something that you could even do yourself. So that's what I would do. I would go to these sites, jot down at least 10 or so things that they could improve and that you could follow, that they are doing that is working for them. And you can compare different blogs to make sure that all of these blogs are doing the same thing. If they're all doing the same thing and they're doing really well in that area, it might be something that you can actually mimic.